there's a couple things keep on creeping up, and a lot of too many drop passes, and just took away the flow really offensively. Defensively, after the first quarter and a half, I thought they played really well, gave us some turnovers, and then we still had a shot at the end, and unfortunately we didn't get it done on special teams, and then didn't really get the ball back. I thought Northwestern did a good job. You can understand why they're 10-2. They don't make many mistakes. They played well. You got the good players, and they're well coached. So that's the kind of the crux of the game. It's tough leaving these seniors, mainly because of all the adversity that we've had to face here. It's been kind of nonstop for about almost a little less than a year. And those kids, they kept on fighting, battling, and through all the changes. And they battled even today. It's I think it's a real credit to those players, and especially those seniors. And I thank them. I thought they represented this class really well and represented this university. Okay, questions?
Bill, what does the 2-year deal mean to you? How do you plan to kind of operate in a short-term deal like that?
Yeah, well, compared to what I was thrown into before, it's probably it gives you a lot more time. Because I think when we go in a week before the season, there's some things that you can change in terms of practice, organization, stuff like that. And then, there's a lot of other things you can't. So it gives me an opportunity to put your kind of stamp on the program. It'd be nice, I think, when you look at all the kids that looking back, taking Mikey and Dudak and Milan, a lot of those guys there, we held them out for red shirts, and we really did it for them. Now, to be honest with you, the program's going to be beneficial for us when we get those guys back. I think it's really optimistic. And, when I look back, I know 5 and 7. You look back in there, but when I look at that, I see enormous potential within the program. I see a lot of guys come back. Drake Brown coming back, and we got a lot of kids that are coming back. They're off on the sideline showing us on and guys like that. So I think we can build on a lot. The kids fought the whole time there. I think the message is pretty clear on what we're looking at right now. We just got to get some more players, and we get a lot of players just back from our own team. So it's and to me, they asked, and I've told them many times, I love these kids. It's all about them. And when it was presented to me, the bottom line was I asked myself, why do you coach? And I coach because I love being around players like this. So for me, it's a challenge. I know it's a big challenge, but I'm looking forward to it.
You talked about getting players. How hard is it to recruit with a short-term deal?
Well, it's kind of interesting because, of course, you can imagine the phone blowing up, but 2 guys that were, Coach, if you're there, I'm there. 2 guys called me as I was outside there. Coach, I'm so excited. They're in. I think we can recruit.
You had 2 commits?
No, 2 guys that had.
Okay.
But they're let's go with it. I mean, these guys here, a lot of these kids just say, Coach, you're there, I'm there, and that's the way it is in recruiting. So that's a big relief off a lot of these guys. And we could say 2 years, but I have confidence enough that in our abilities and the people that will surround this program that we'll make this thing. I mean, we're really that close. When you go back and you look and you see the Penn State game, okay, out, but almost every other game we're close. Now, why aren't we winning? Well, that's a chance to look back there in quality control and see what we got. And then you take some guys we had on the sidelines that couldn't play. Do they make a difference? Some of the things that we weren't doing real well, we got to fix. I mean, we got to fix really quickly. I mean, drop passes. I mean, we got to be in the 60s. Oh, easy. And you know, that just cannot happen. I mean, that's, you know, I'm really proud of Wes, because if you look down there, what was he, 20 and 41, and I mean, it's gotta be 10 out there, and, you know, but it just takes you out of rhythm, you know, and that's what happens. So, you know, we'll fix that. I'm looking forward to the challenge, I really am. I think we're this close. You know, we just gotta go out there and recruit, and I think there's enough people out there that I know, I mean, like you can imagine, you know, there's a lot of high school coaches too, you know, just text them, you know, Cubit, say, man, I'm really happy for you. But we got a lot of friends out there that will, you know, they trust us.
You talked all year about